Hi, everyone. Dan Eisner here from ZLC Employee Benefit Solutions. Welcome to this episode of my Better Benefits podcast series. I put these podcasts together based on my passion to find better ways for employee benefits. I do this by leveraging my relatively unique profile, having almost 25 years' experience as an employee benefits advisor and being the only chartered professional accountant working in this industry in the local market. In the employee benefits industry, clients usually expect their advisors to be experienced, skilled, client oriented, but I believe there's an additional attribute that a good advisor must possess. In my opinion, a good employee benefits advisor must be able to also provide some tough love to their clients when warranted, but not all advisors are prepared to do that. In this podcast, I want to talk a bit about what I mean about giving tough love and give some illustrative examples. So let's get started. So, as I said, most employee benefit plan sponsors use the services of a broker, consultant, or advisor, however you want to call it. And most do so either because they feel they want specialized expertise or they don't have the time to do many of the related tasks internally to running their benefits plan, or they look to partner with someone to create a more effective program. However, we have to ask how many plan sponsors actually work with an advisor looking for them to provide this kind of tough love? And if not, perhaps it's time they should. To begin with, it's important to note that the vast majority of us benefits advisors have rarely sat on the plan sponsor side of the table, actually working daily to attract, retain, and engage key talent to run the business. We don't have much of that practical experience beyond running our own advisory firms. So instead, what advisors most often bring to the table is external perspective, benchmarking information, perspective on possible problems and potential solutions for consideration, or facilitation skills to help clients reach their own conclusions. However, one of the missing elements for advisors is often that tough love. And what I mean by that is the courage for an advisor to really push back on their client, the plan sponsor, when need be, and potentially disagree with them or give them a contrarian perspective. Most advisors shy away from this part of the job because they just don't want to upset their client relationship. But I have to ask whether this is really in the plan sponsor's best interests. Again, my opinion, but the time has come for tough love to be a key element in any advisor client relationship, given where employee benefits are going. Obviously, this will vary by client relationship, but here are just some illustrative areas for consideration where advisors could be a bit bolder or more proactive. So let's talk about reducing coinsurance and therefore making employees pay more for their benefits. So according to most benchmarking surveys, 100% reimbursement for extended health and dental claims is still the most prevalent market practice in Canada. Usually about 40% of plan sponsors provide that, and they tend to shy away, for not being part of that market competitive position, and they often provide that 100% coinsurance to employees. However, with increasing inflation in the health and dental area, 100% coinsurance is likely not sustainable in the long term because there's no employee awareness or consumerism. Okay, employees just aren't engaged in their buying their benefits and don't understand the impact of their purchasing decision when you're paying the whole bill. Plan sponsors need to consider creative ways to engage employees in plan management decisions, but still provide them with that personal protection that they want and need. Plan sponsors really need to move away from that pack in the benchmarking data at 100% coinsurance towards lower coinsurance levels. But don't worry, the pack's likely going to be moving your way pretty soon too. So let's talk about eliminating or reducing some benefits altogether. Benchmarking surveys also indicate that the life insurance benefit right now is usually equally split between 1 or 2 times annual earnings, in the Canadian market. But we really need to ask ourselves if plan sponsors should be spending this money in an area if employees continue to rank the life insurance benefit amongst the lowest in terms of perceived value. And should plan sponsors really be taking the lead for helping employees plan their end of life and estate planning needs? Okay, using life insurance. And should plan sponsors even continue to provide accidental death and dismemberment benefits if most employees don't even understand them and don't value them? Plan sponsors should also take a look whether they believe that it makes sense to, with a life and AD&D structure, to effectively pay a double death benefit, both the life and AD&D in the event of an accidental death, but When an employee passes away after a long battle with something like cancer, they only get the one times. So, really, what I'm saying here is plan sponsors need to challenge historical norms in benefits plan design and better align the plan with where employees see value. So maybe more plan sponsors should consider reducing a life insurance benefit or maybe even eliminating an AD&D benefit, but their advisor should be challenging them a bit on this. Okay, let's talk about decisions on providing lifestyle benefits versus health benefits. Now, there's no firm agreement out there on which benefits truly are lifestyle versus health benefits. But let me just try a couple examples. Okay, so arguably an employee could actually buy prescription glasses for $150 that address their optical health issues, particularly from the more cost-effective online vendors. I've talked about that in another podcast. But they usually can't buy more expensive features like enhanced lenses or in particular designer frames. Are designer frames a health need or a lifestyle want or wish? Good question. Here's another example. So, massage therapy is really popular and it is essential for health issues relating to muscle damage, muscle fatigue. But, as a plan sponsor, you need to ask yourself whether there are tangible benefits to an employee feeling good every couple of weeks after a massage. Don't get me wrong, this is not an easy discussion and it will generate lots of debate. Plan sponsors need to challenge themselves as to whether their benefits plan is there for health issues and or lifestyle issues, and then understand and accept the financial consequences of those decisions. Okay? Plan sponsors need to understand that there really is no one right answer, but they should at least think about the options. Okay. Lastly, determining what level of choice and flexibility to provide to employees and their benefits. Undoubtedly, employees see value in choice in their employee benefits plan, but providing that choice comes at a cost to plan sponsors. For choice and flexibility, the easiest solution is to slap a healthcare spending account onto a traditional benefits plan, but you need money to do that. So, as an example, my estimate that is that if you wanted to provide a $500 annual healthcare spending account to 100 employees, it usually works out to about 35 grand a year after factoring, assumptions for utilization and expense charges. If plan sponsors have that extra $35,000 readily available, great. But if they don't, and they want or need to find that budget within the existing benefits plan, there may be some difficult decisions on what benefits to eliminate. Plan sponsors, really need to assess their current business culture and limitations and confirm their benefits philosophy rather than simply buying off-the-shelf ideas or flexible benefits solutions that some advisors like to push out there and claim that they're the be-all, end-all solution. So, there are obviously risks to employee benefits advisors in being proactive and giving clients tough love and challenging their clients to think outside of the box and challenge many of the established industry norms. That said, I personally believe that client relationships that truly will stand the test of time are those that can handle this type of interaction. Advisors need to strive to recognize those times when to be courageous and give that tough love, but also to be patient when it's not warranted or it will not help the situation. And most importantly, to recognize the difference between these two different types of scenarios. Okay, those are my thoughts. Now that you've heard my thoughts and opinions, let me know what you think. Was this helpful? And how does this compare to what you're hearing from your current advisor or other advisors in the market? Are you actually getting that type of tough love right now? Or do you want it or not want it? As always, I'm really interested to know if there are other current topics that you'd like to see me cover in future podcasts. Let me know what's bothering you or keeping you awake at night with respect to your employee benefits plan. So thanks for joining me today. Be sure to follow me on my LinkedIn business page, which is Dan Eisner, Employee Benefits Advisor. As well, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for a notification on the next Better Benefits podcast. All that information will come up on the screen in a second. Thanks so much.